Good afternoon and welcome to Craft Time. I'm Wendy from Lennox Head Library, and today I'm going to show you how to do some fabric mache. Now, fabric mache is like paper mache, however we use pieces of fabric like this instead of just paper. So what you're going to need for this little project, and this is what we're going to make, I'll show you later on how to tidy that up. But what we need to start with is a bowl, preferably a plastic bowl. This is a really good size. This one's about 12.5 centimetres across. We're also going to need some glue and a brush. Now, the recipe for the glue paste is on the front of the video, so check that one out. You probably need an adult to help you get that prepared. Just a small kitchen plate, some scissors, and we need some fabric cut into strips. Now, these strips are about 2.5 centimetres wide, and what we're going to do is just cut them into small pieces about that size, probably as long as your finger. I've got two different coloured fabrics here, and I'm going to show you why in just a moment. And we also need some brown paper torn into strips, probably about this length as well. You can use newspaper, but I prefer to use brown paper just to keep it a little bit tidier and the ink doesn't come out onto the fabric. So what we're going to start with is putting some glue inside the bowl. We start off like this, make it nice and damp inside the bowl, and then I'm going to get a piece of my fabric. Oops. And if you can see, I'm making the fabric really sloppy with the glue and then placing it inside the bowl like so. Now, I'll keep doing that and adding more and more pieces of fabric to the bowl and making sure that they overlap. Now, you can face them in any direction that you like, and eventually it will start to look like this. Now, this one I have done a couple of days ago, so it's already started to dry. If you're going to use a fabric that has a pattern on one side, make sure that that pattern is laying down inside the bowl, not facing up, because when you eventually take it out of the plastic bowl, you'll have the pattern on the outside of your fabric mache bowl. So I'm going to finish this one off here. So eventually it will look like so. Okay, now you don't need to wait for that to dry to do the next level or the next layer of paper this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our brown paper and do exactly the same thing. Cover it with glue and then lay it over the top of the fabric. So you end up with a layer of fabric and a layer of paper. And here's one that I did a couple of days ago, and again, this one's dry, but I'll just finish off the brown paper just to show you what it looks like when it's finished. So when these little bowls are finished, you can use them for all sorts of things, to store things like hair clips or marbles or small toys. I wouldn't be eating my breakfast out of it because they aren't waterproof. However, for storage of small things, they're wonderful and they make great gifts. So there we go. That one's finished with a layer of brown paper over it. We've got one more layer to go, and this time I'm going to put some fabric over the top of that. So we'll have green on the outside and orange on the inside. You won't see the brown paper at all when it's finished. So taking my pieces of fabric, and remember, if it's got a pattern on it, on the inside layer we need to have the pattern facing up so that we can see it when it's in the bowl. And again, do exactly the same thing. Make your fabric nice and sloppy with the paste and then lay it on the inside. And remember to overlap the pieces and keep going until you can't see any more of the brown paper left. And so I have finished one off here. The inside is orange, and when it's finally dry, and it will take probably 3 or 4 days in a warm, dry place, you can squeeze the plastic bowl and eventually prise the finished bowl out of the plastic bowl, and it will look like this. And it will be hard as well. Now all those pieces that were hanging over the edge here, we can take our scissors and we can trim those off. Make it look nice and tidy. And there we have our small bowl, and I'm going to store my textures inside this bowl. Hope you enjoyed the craft and hope to see you again soon. Bye.